Welcome to the Dave Palma Show, the podcast that revives, restores, and awakens your innermost capabilities.
You have the training and the talent to succeed, but do you have the guts to fail?
I love what I do. When you love what you do, you want to be the best at it.
Today is about the power of you. You will change the world.
Find your path to success through the journey of those who have succeeded. And now, your host, Dave Palma.
Hi, welcome back to the Dave Palma Show. And with me in this episode, I have a mindfulness meditation teacher, executive consultant, and author of Tears Become Rain. Jeanine Cogan, welcome to the Dave Palma Show.
Thank you. It's good to be here, Dave.
Good to have you here, Jeanine. Good to have you. Mindfulness is something, I started off using it for, I did track athletics actually. I continued doing it when I was a firefighter. So to get in a zone, a lot of them do things like, visualization and all that stuff, all big in sports psychology, and meditation's a big part of it now as well.
Yeah.
And yoga's actually becoming part of it now as well. I think even American footballers are trying to stretch their downward doggy style thing. But anyway, sorry about that. Great. And the thing is that you obviously have this new book called Tears. You say it. Yeah, Tears Become Rain. Thank you. If you're watching on YouTube, you can, or if you're not watching, you can flick over and see the cover of the book. So I've heard a lot about it, and obviously been speaking about a guru on there. Could you mention the name of the guru? He passed away last year, didn't he?
Thich Nhat Hanh.
Thich Nhat Hanh, yeah. I'm glad you said it and not me. But he's a Vietnamese monk, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a Vietnamese Buddhist monk, and I think one of the sort of interesting, because out of his tragedy, the West got a gift, because he ended up being exiled from Vietnam, because in 1966 he came to the U.S. and was doing peace talks. He was trying to end the war by coming over here and saying, "Hey, folks, can we put an end to this? We don't want this war." And then when he went to go home, they wouldn't let him back in, the Vietnamese government, because they didn't trust him, because he was promoting peace. He wasn't taking sides. And so he was exiled for 39 years. And while that was tragic for him, and he really missed his home country, he became a really, over time, renowned spiritual teacher here in the West. And without that, we here in the U.S. and throughout Europe would not have benefited from his teachings. So, yeah.
Excellent. So, I suppose your book obviously is has his influence in there as well, or your influence.
Yeah. So it's called Stories. It's Tears Become Rain, and then Stories of Transformation and Healing, inspired by Thich Nhat Hanh. So it's basically 32 stories from 32 contributors from 16 different countries. So it's international.
Wow. Yeah.
And they all are telling these experiences of how either being exposed to him or his teachings or going on retreat really transformed their lives. So they're going through some tough stuff, and then it's sort of the hero's journey, and then how they got to the other side. So ultimately, it's a story of hope. It's a book of hope. So when you're down and out, this is the book to buy, because it'll offer you that much needed inspiration that so many of us need.
Yeah. Okay. So, I suppose being a mindfulness teacher, a lot of people now turn to, I'm on a give some of my coachings, not so much mindfulness, just some coaching tips on a mindfulness app, as you get some celebrities on Headspace and things like that, giving theirs. But obviously, it is you do have mindfulness and sleep apps, and it deals with people with emotions. So how can we be okay with strong emotions whenever and however they arise?
Oh, that's beautiful. And that's really, you'll learn a lot if you read some of these stories, because they kind of get at that. And there's one story in particular I'm thinking of, and she kind of walks you through how she works with the strong emotion. So basically, the way to use mindfulness to help you through a strong emotion is our tendency is when we feel something uncomfortable is to distract ourselves.
Right,
So,
okay.
we may grab our phone, right? Text or call someone or overwork or eat or drink or go exercise, like whatever our go-to thing is to distract ourselves. But in mindfulness, it's the exact opposite. You go towards the discomfort. So the way that would look is I would say, breathing in, I'm feeling this in my body, and just notice where I feel it. For me, I often feel a lot right around my heart, my chest. I usually feel like a tightness. Right. So it's like breathing in, I'm feeling this tightness. Breathing out, I'm feeling this tightness. So I'm not trying to change it. That's a whole nother thing people try to do, is they're trying to positively think it away or push it away. But we're not trying to push away. It's sort of like, if you think of the analogy, and Thich Nhat Hanh uses this, of when your baby cries, there's a crying baby, you just want to pick it up and hold it and sort of soothe it, right? And that's what we want to do with the strong emotion.
Yeah.
And when you soothe
embrace it.
I'm acting it out. Exactly. Yeah. Embrace it.
Yeah.
And when you embrace it, you're not trying to investigate it. Right? You're not scolding it. You're not throwing it away, right? You're just like feeling it. And but not thinking about it. And that's the tricky part. So that's why it's good to ground yourself in the breath. Breathing in, I'm feeling this. And you can name it if you know what it is. I'm feeling this loss. Breathing out, I'm feeling this loss. And you just stay with the physical sensation. The minute you go to thought, like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Shit always happens to me, yada, yada, whatever it may be. Now you're caught in thought and you're going to feel worse. So you have to interrupt that tendency and just come right back to your breath. So your breath always kind of grounds you and keeps you from getting lost in thought, because our thoughts tend to do the damage, because we believe our thoughts. But our thoughts, we have, if you were to tally your thoughts all day long, there's so many negative ones. And there's nothing wrong with thoughts. It's just that we tend to think they're true and let our thoughts guide us. So mindfulness allows you to kind of put some space in between the thoughts and the action. So you can just sort of go, oh, all right, that's a thought. I'm just going to let it go.
So how can we have the capacity to tenderly hold our suffering without losing ourselves to fear, anxiety, or despair?
The question, how do we... Say it again?
Yeah. How can we have the capacity to tenderly hold our suffering without losing ourselves to fear, anxiety, or despair?
I think it's just in doing that practice I just offered you, and maybe I think I just want to underscore one of the most important components is to interrupt the thinking. So whenever you notice, so if I'm just holding this loss, then whenever I notice I get swept away in thought, I just come back to my breath. Because when you focus in on something, that calms the mind. So focusing in on the breath, breathing in, I feel my in breath. Breathing out, I feel my out breath. And just do that 5-10 times.
Yeah.
You've now just given your mind a break for 10 breaths. So
that's right,
just doing that starts to shift things.
Yeah, you're right.
And the other thing that happens when you do that and you do it regularly is that it starts to give you confidence. I can do this. I can get through this tough stuff. See, when we distract ourselves from the tough stuff, we don't build the muscle of, I got this. I can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right there. And if it's the same when I do sports, obviously, the more you sort of negative, well, any walks of life, you're thinking negative, you're thinking, oh no, I don't think I can do that. Well, of course you can't. It's like the very popular saying in personal development world, I think it was Ford, if you think you can or you can't, that's what's going to happen, whichever. So
Dave, I have such a great example of that in my life. So when I was in 10th grade in high school, I went out for track on a whim with a gang of friends. And it turns out I was really good and I didn't even know it, right?
Oh,
so
okay.
that first year I ran the 800 meters. That was my race.
That was mine.
And
actually.
Was it? Awesome.
I ran 150 for mine, so.
Oh, fantastic. And I ended up, I don't remember what my high score was, but anyway, I ended up
doesn't matter.
placing like third in all of Europe. I was living in Germany at the time.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
In all of Europe. Oh, that's pretty cool.
So the next year, right, in the first track practice, my coach, he puts me in front of the crowd and says, or, the track team, and says, this is what a champion looks like. And, he kind of put me on a pedestal. And after that got in my head. Like some people can handle that fine, but for me, that got in my head. So in 10th grade, every time before a race, I would think, oh, I'm going to place first, second, or third. The 11th grade, when I would start preparing for the race, I would think, oh shit, what if I make last? Right?
Yeah.
And guess what?
Come last.
I didn't come last, but I did not do well that whole season. So I had such a lived experience of the point you just made,
And all of this mindfulness, meditation, visualization, everything, and positive self-talk, everything is what sports people use.
Yes.
And they actually learn, they all been through what you spoke about, and then they learn from it. And then that's what I did. And then I, as well as getting coached, I read coaching stuff for myself and self-coached as well, which people do.
So what worked best for you? Like what were some
exactly that deep breathing, what you're talking about, because it actually, you do that first because it gets to the parasympathetic nervous system. I know it's a long word, but in basic layman terms, it's or layperson's terms, I should say, it calms you down. It gets the nerves calmed down of the nervous system in your body. So it's almost like a natural sedative, isn't it? When you're breathing, doing deep breathing, and that's why mindfulness says focus on the breath more. You could focus on anything you want because it's all about awareness, isn't it? But the breath is the best thing to focus on.
Yes.
And so I did that, and then after I did that, I started visualizing relaxed thoughts. So for me, it was maybe going down some stairs or a lift and feeling myself really in that lift virtually, visualizing myself in that lift and each floor, feeling my guts and then everything. You can feel that mindfulness coming now. And then all of a sudden the door opens to a nice white beach with blue sand and everything, and I walk out. And then I'll start my visualization, positive self-talk for the race, and then I'll put it in segments like mental rehearsal. I thought, right, this part I'm going to run like that, this part I'm going to run like that, and then that's it. I'm ready to go.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so
beautiful. I wish you had been my coach when I was in high school.
A lot of people could take away. That's a good takeaway for everyone. But however, that is mindfulness. That is mindfulness and meditation and everything. Kind of like all wrapped in, isn't it? Really, and you can use that for anything. I mean, obviously in firefighting, it had to be used in a different way because I'm not going to start doing all that before fire or whilst I'm in a fire. But before going on duty, before going on duty, well, of course we are wearing breathing apparatus. You are breathing, and you can actually breathe. Use certain breathing way you breathe because you have to anyway to conserve the air in the breathing cylinder. Well, people don't. It's not a known thing for firefighters to realize that. It's just what I did personally myself.
Well,
while you're doing that, it became natural. So it's like driving a car. You're not always going to think about changing the gear once you know you can drive. You're going to just think about where you're going to go from A to B. I'm just thinking about rescuing someone, but I've got my breathing exercise already naturally on autopilot. So it relaxes you anyway, you see. And then the regular training you do anyway, and then you can mental rehearse it as well, all slips in because it becomes automatic after a while. So,
and that underscores the importance of regular practice.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
So with meditation, I mean, I've taught meditation classes over the years, and people, beginners or even intermediate folks who've been doing it for a long time, they struggle with how to get a regular practice or why, or, what's and it's because you want to, well, A, it feels good when you're doing it, right?
Yes,
and you get some payoff from regular practice. But then B, it's super important in the tough scenarios, so when when life hits you down, or for you when you're off to go rescue someone.
Yeah.
And, you know, the adrenaline is pumping.
Yeah.
If you've been in a regular practice, and that practice is much more likely to support you through your hardest moments, right?
Yeah. That's it. But I mean, anyone listening to this, you know, if you're doing a dangerous thing, don't think, oh, I'm going to do this while I'm, you know, before I'm doing something dangerous. It's just something you practice at home first. And you obviously, teachers like yourself, you just do it, or with the app I'm on, there's lots of teachers, but obviously, or read Jeanine's book and find out more about it, and just practice on your own. And then it will become automatic in the real world, in real time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
no.
The one point I do want to make, people, I think they get, I don't know, there can be a little bit of a mental block towards meditation. And I just want people to know anyone can do it. You can do it anywhere. You don't need special clothes. You don't need a cushion. You don't need a special space. And if you just have your breath, then you can do it. And it's as simple as breathing in, I feel my in-breath. Yeah. Breathing out, I feel my out-breath.
Exactly, yeah.
And that it's as simple as that. You're not trying to get anywhere. You're not trying to do anything. You let go of all expectation. All you're doing is breathing and knowing you're breathing. That's mindfulness meditation. It's very easy. So, or let me put it this way. It's very simple. It may not feel easy, but it's very simple.
But it's simple, but it's hard for some people to do that. I mean, especially people that probably, you know, I'm probably placid, or people say I had a placid exterior anyway, but you can still, any human can get worked up. Even monks do, you know. So,
I get worked up, let me tell you.
but some people, just the type of personality they are, they just really find it hard to do, you know. But you just work at it.
Who need it the most. I mean, part of why
they go to teachers like you know, and
well, part of why I do it is I feel like I'm one of those people who really needs it. I mean, because I can go from 0 to 60. I don't come across that way, but I can. You know, I can get angry in a nanosecond. So it's like, okay, I'm somebody who really needs to have a meditation practice
you're skilled in using it.
Yeah.
You're skilled in using it. So that's the difference, isn't it, really? So, excellent. Well, we could go on and on, but there's some major sports people that use it. The late Kobe Bryant used it, and I'm sure LeBron James. I'm sure a lot of them uses it. Actually, LeBron thinks one that did some meditation on the Headspace app, but obviously he's not. I don't think he's qualified, but he obviously. Don't quote me on any of this, but I just know that it's very huge in the mainstream these days, and especially sports and things like that. So of course, everyday life is where it needs to be used, isn't it? Really? So
yeah. I mean, that to me has been a wonderful evolution to really see in place. I've been meditating for 20 some years. And now mindfulness is everywhere. And that is wonderful, because we really need an antidote to our fast-paced information, get everything you want right away. You know, people constantly on their phones, yada, yada. We really need an alternative. And so I think mindfulness is sort of the antidote, and it can help balance, because I think we're a little off balance right now. So if you can bring that into your life, and it doesn't need to be an hour a day, you know, or even half hour a day. If you do 10 mindful breaths, if you meditate for 15, 20 minutes, 5 times a week, 3 times a week, you know.
Some people just need that quick breath at that moment, just for that. If they're in a heated situation, like driving in a car or something, road rage, just that one breath will stop you getting and taking a step back is enough. And then you can probably use that while you're in a traffic jam or wherever you're getting worked up.
Yeah.
And then you suddenly realise you're not going to go into work fuming at your boss and getting a sack the next day, you know, so getting fired, as you say.
Because it's taking control of your direct experience, right? So traffic jam, that's such a good example, right? So you're waiting, and I think so many of us our first tendency is to get worked up about it, right?
Yeah.
So in that moment, if you can pause and go, so how's this feel? Oh, it feels shitty, right? I'm getting all worked up. my physiology is rising, or however you want to put it. Do I want this? I have choice, right? We have to keep reminding ourselves that we have choice in the moment. And I think we can forget that. And mindfulness reminds us, like, oh, look, the sky's blue. Or, ooh, look at that cool architecture in that building. Or, ooh, look at those cool new electric cars. I mean, whatever. You just start noticing your surroundings. And in that observation, you're now interrupting the habit energy of getting worked up, right?
Yep.
And like you said, then where you arrive, first of all, your direct experience is totally different. And when we take good care of the present moment, we're taking care of our future, right?
Yeah.
So then you arrive at work and you're ready to go.
Oh,
you're
exactly,
relaxed.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, I mean, you spoke about distraction, but in actual fact, I mean, obviously, again, we go back to sports, but it could be during an argument with your spouse or with your boss or with another work colleague or anywhere, or just meeting someone randomly, like I just met you half an hour ago, you know, and then all of a sudden it might be something that's bothering both of us and we're whatever.
Right.
Now, you want to distract yourself from that, you can actually use mindfulness to do that. Going back to the sports thing, you see them all lined up on the track or on a highly technical event like where they have to do somersaults like in gymnastics. You always see them visualizing them, and any noise, they've got to distract themselves from it. Anyone in a crowd, they don't want to look at that apart from their coach, you know, or in your instance, you're the coach, you know, in terms of what they need to do with mindfulness. And so you do need to distract yourself sometimes when something that's bothering you that's irrelevant. Just be aware of what you need to do at that time and focus in the task in hand, which if it's something dangerous, like what I mentioned about my professional, you know, a sports person has to do something highly technical, like triple somersaults off a diving board or something like that. They won't have time like Usain Bolt to do some entertainment, although he is technically doing some mindfulness and visualization and mental rehearsals. But
it's
nice time to entertain.
You're using the word, we have to distract ourselves. I probably would just use different language for that. And instead I would say, you need
zone in?
Yeah,
get in
like
the zone.
You're bringing all your attention in to your one focal point, right?
Okay, yeah. Maybe
which
that's
to
what
me
I should have said, yeah.
is mindfulness. You're being really present to the thing that you are choosing to be present to, right?
Actually, that makes more sense.
Everything else is, you know, you're just
secondary.
You're kind of, I want to say you're blocking it out, but really what you're doing is you're honing in and being fully present to the thing you've consciously decided to be present to, right?
Right. Yeah.
So there's that choice again, right? So we're not. Yeah.
No, anyway, I think the audience could probably get a gist of what we're talking about here, really. So, excellent. Well, anyway, it can actually get technical, but really it is a simple exercise. But anyway, let's not go down that road. Let's go back to your book. What particular teachings of Thich Nhat Hanh, I'm sure I pronounced that right.
Thich Nhat Hanh?
Yeah, I did. Resonate in the author's personal stories.
Oh boy. Well, this, we've got, let's see, 6 or 7 different parts here. So there's this whole concept of like coming home to ourselves. That kind of captures my direct experience. So, but we got a number of authors in that section, about 6 different stories here. And so the concept there is, like in my experience, I spent much of my early life searching for something. And I wasn't quite sure what I was searching for. But, you know, in the American culture, it's all about achievement. And if you achieve, you will succeed. And if you succeed, you'll be happy. So I found myself, after I'd gotten my doctorate, I had my first job, a condo, a cat. I mean, I had it all.
Yeah. What do you have your Ph.D. in, by the way? I mean, because obviously
it's in social psychology.
Oh, well, okay. And what was your topic? What was your subject you did the research area? It doesn't matter. All right, it doesn't matter. It's a long time.
what I was going to say is I sort of had all these markers of success, but I underneath it all, I still had this sort of restlessness or this like uneasiness. And I thought, I need something, and I'm not getting it through these external things. And so I started meditating, and that's when I had the experience of, oh, it's right here. It's inside me. I've been looking out there for something to make me feel at ease and okay, but it's actually all right here inside me. And that's sort of a coming home to yourself. And that's like a key teaching of Thich Nhat Hanh. One of the phrases he would say is be an island unto yourself, which basically means that, the way out is in. So another line he used. So if you want to have a sense of peace and ease, you have to make friends with yourself. If you want peace in the world, you have to start by making peace with yourself. And then when you do that, like it's not just meant to be this totally individualistic endeavor, but he's saying you got to start here. You got to take good care of this, of yourself, of your own inner, like your thoughts, feelings, emotions. And then you can bring peace to your family. Then you can bring peace to your community. Then you can bring peace to your world. Like it has to both be happening concurrently.
Yeah.
So
that's basically it. Yeah. And also what makes the story is relatable even for those unfamiliar with Thich Nhat Hanh.
Oh, that's great, because that was the goal. So Mary Hillebrand is my co-editor.
Yeah.
And that was a goal for us. We didn't want this to be just a book for insiders. Like, how boring. because Thich Nhat Hanh, people were exposed to him that had never heard of him before. He's written like 50 books, and his books are very accessible, and it's all about how to have more joy in your life, right? So I think the way this book will be accessible to everyone is the themes are universal. It's things like dealing with addiction. A woman, she wrote an amazing article about racism and how beaten down she was from the racism she experienced, and how this path and this practice pulled her out. Or things like dealing with addiction or death. We have a woman, Teresa Waller, whose son died, and she writes about working through that grief. So it's grief, fear, reconciliation. So like, how do you reconnect with a parent that you've been distant with for years? I mean, so these are universal human conditions that we tend to all grapple with. So the stories can inspire you no matter what. And the other thing, many people who've really had an affinity with Thich Nhat Hanh come from all religious traditions. You don't have to be, quote, Buddhist to really enjoy and get some wisdom from his teachings and from this book.
Fantastic. That's great. That's great stuff. Well, what's next for you? I mean, you've written this book. You're obviously teaching now. Is that you just carrying on what you're doing, or?
Yeah, we had so much fun. I don't know if fun is the right word, but Mary and I really enjoyed the process, and it took a long time. It took us 3 years.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes. Well, because you've got so many contributors, I suppose.
Yes. But we love the power of stories, right? The personal experience and the hero's journey, right? That's why people love novels and movies so much.
Yeah.
So we could imagine a sequel maybe, or perhaps we will do one where we just focus on the monks and nuns of Thich Nhat Hanh, because he has there's a huge monastic community.
Yeah.
And they have such interesting stories, and it's an international community. So I'd be really keen to hear those personal stories. And I bet you, the wisdom they have from living with Thich Nhat Hanh for all these years would be such a gift for the community, or for, others to hear their experiences and their wisdom. So those are a couple ideas.
Great, fantastic. And where can people find your book or the work you do?
Yeah, Tears Become Rain can be found at most local bookstores in the US. In the UK, I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
But you can definitely get it on Amazon.
Right, okay. It's possible that it'll be on the UK Amazon website then.
Okay. Yeah, we should be. We have a couple of contributors from England, and the last time I heard from one, I believe they have it now.
Yeah.
So maybe in your libraries, your local library.
And the website is
tearsbecomerain.org.
Is it or com? Hang on, let's have a look. I'm going to check myself now. You've got me going.
We just got Mary just put it up about a week ago.
Yeah, it's a new website, isn't it?
Yep.
So we've got to get this right for the audience. Yeah, it's tearsbecomerain.org. That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and an important detail is all the proceeds are donated to Thich Nhat Hanh Foundation. So we're not making any money off the book.
Oh, right. Okay. So it's a non-profit then. That's excellent.
Yeah. Well, we're not an official non-profit, but we've just decided. I don't know. When I came up with the idea of putting this book together, I just wanted it to be a gift. I didn't to the world. I didn't want to make money on it.
Pay it forward. You're just paying it forward. Basically.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Excellent, Jeanine. Well, it's a very nice, pleasant talk I've had with you today. And obviously, it's great to speak to fellow mindful. I mean, I'm not a mindful teacher as such. I've took a diploma in it, but I'm not actually going out. Only on the app that I'm on, and it's more life coaching and fitness and health and stuff like that. But it's still all part and parcel of the same thing. It's all widely used in gyms and everywhere now. So
exactly,
it's just something that you'd never really find, without the word mindfulness. It's literally in parenting everywhere now, eating, everything. It's mainstream.
Mindful eating is so joyful. So, and it's simple. You're just eating, and that's you're eating. You'd
enjoy your holiday, and when you try different restaurants and things like that as well, don't you? Just savor the food more.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Well, Jeanine, thanks a lot again for coming on the Dave Palmer Show and sharing your book and just your obviously your own expertise with my audience today.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me, Dave. I really enjoyed it.
That's all for this episode. Thanks for listening, and remember, if you want to support what we do, then share, subscribe, and leave a review over on Apple Podcasts, or head over to my website, davepalmer.com, and click on Rate Show. Well, that's all for now, but I'll see you in the next episode of The Dave Palmer Show.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.